Hi, I'm the host of the STO Smokers Lounge. I'm here to tell you about Anchor, the perfect app that you can use right now to start your own podcast network. You can broadcast right now. All you got to do is download the app, whether you have a phone, iPad, or even a laptop or desktop. You can right now download Anchor or go to Anchor FM right now and start recording and have your stuff broadcasted over multiple platforms such as Spotify. So go to Anchor today and start your podcast career like I have. Because trust me, I love me some Anchor.
Hey there.
Hey.
We finally got it straight.
Yes.
People don't realize the behind the scenes. They talk about behind the scenes of porn, right? But they don't realize the behind the scenes of a podcast, of trying to get a remote interview together it takes a lot, believe it or not. So how are you doing today?
I am okay. Just shortly got done with work, my normal job, and here with my kids, and they're taking showers.
No.
Yeah.
So you're doing the interview and she's doing mommy duties, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
So how it feels to be a porn mom.
What was that?
I said how it feels to be a porn mom.
Oh, whoosh. The struggle is real.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a busy life. Sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean,
Time I got, it's like I don't ever do anything for myself. I do it for my fans, or I do stuff for my kids. So
and how do you schedule, time for you to shoot and to do, saying content when you're able to?
oh, that part is the hardest for me because I don't have like I'm a single mom, and it's kind of like recently I just found like a 18-year-old to watch my kids type thing,
Mm-hmm.
and graduated from high school and stuff. So I just recently found like a sitter, so we'll see how that goes. But that's literally the only way I can do stuff is if somebody helps me with my kids, then I go. But that's why I don't really do much outside of Arizona. But yeah, that's the hardest part of
Yeah.
doing this.
Yes, because sometimes trying to find people to work with, be able to get to them and all that stuff is a hassle.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes.
And sure that I go to the airport and stuff like that. That's kind of why I'm only going for give like
Mm-hmm.
travel is taken care of. Like when you're booking me, you're booking my flight, you're booking my shoot. Like it has to be worth it for me to do anything like that because of course I have to pay somebody to handle my children. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like waste my whole time.
So I feel where you're coming from.
So yeah, I always have to find the benefit in whatever I do. So
No doubt. So let me do my particulars and then we can get back to this, okay, Miss Lady? All right.
yes.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. Here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone that's trying to listen to podcasts or start their own podcast themselves. All you have to do is download it on your phone or go to anchor.fm on your laptop, get yourself a profile. Get a listener profile where you can listen to multiple and different wonderful podcasts like mine, or you can start your own podcast like I did. So go to Anchor today. As you know, I am your wonderful host, Kavanaugh the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. You know the particulars, you know what it is. You want to see my porn, you want to listen to my music, you want to follow me on social media, go to allmylinks.com/porn rap star to find me everywhere and anywhere. I'm everywhere, literally. Also, we are sponsored by, loved by, tolerated by, patted on the back, and probably patted on the ass too. The Facebook of the LS community. I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go over there today, get yourself a profile, mingle with other freaky people like yourself, and also find events in your area where you might could attend and interact and meet people that's in the same kinks as you. So go to lsworld.com, get yourself a profile, and start your adventure in the lifestyle today. We also a proud member of the GW District Black Podcast Network. Yes, 15 podcasts that give you the Black experience all in one place. Also, while you're there, you can get some shopping done. We're talking about fashion, beauty, health, books, jewelry, coats, masks for your face if you got to go places and you worried about COVID. I'm talking about over 1,000 Black retailers in one spot for you to choose from. And if you're a Black retailer or you retail, hey, you can get a profile there too. So go to shopgwdistrict.com. Buy Black, support Black businesses, build the Black economy so we can build generational wealth. Now I'm done. I'm going to let this lady introduce herself.
Hello, y'all. It's Shyla, aka the Pink Riding Hood.
Okay, then. So please explain Pink Riding Hood.
Do what?
Please explain Pink Riding Hood. Where you get that from?
Oh, so I started all this with camming. I was a cam model. And one time I decided to wear this pink hoodie from Victoria's Secret, something I've had for years, but I kind of was a little chilly that night, so I wore this pink bra underneath, and I had one of my fans on there say, "Oh my gosh, you're so adorable! You look like a Pink Riding Hood." And I said, "Oh, I guess I do. That's cute." So he put like a tag on there, and it just kind of stuck with everybody. So that's my nickname slash part of my brand. So
Okay. So what made you get into webcamming?
Honestly, I've always been a pretty sexual kind of person.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I kind of noticed that I've had with any partner I've had, it's always been like the top of their list. So I don't know, more and more I just thought, you know what, this kind of is maybe something I might want to try. So one time I tried doing camming, and it's getting a little more expensive in Arizona. So I was like, well, here we go, two benefits, win-win, kind of. Or so I gave it a shot one time. Sadly, half of a lot of my 20% of my earnings was going to someone that set it up, and I was like, well, this isn't worth it. So with my busy life, it was more like from about 9, 10, depending on when my kids went to sleep, I would do it until, like 3 hours at night. Or whenever I had the chance to, between jobs or whatever. And so that's kind of what started it all. And then I got bored with that, and I said, you know what? A lot of people, my fans, were like, you need to go in porn.
Yeah, because most
okay.
porn stars, a lot of girls do come from cam world.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah,
absolutely. You gotta start.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying you gotta start somewhere, I guess, and that's kind of where I've started. But it's very boring solo. I got very bored with it, but I still remember like half of like my really true fans that were on there, and I feel so bad, but once in a while when I got on, they were like, "Oh, it's Shyla, she's back on." I was like, "Sorry, I've just been kind of doing porn now. So I'm sorry, guys. I love you too, but it's tough. Like a lot of people don't really want to pay for cam models on there. It's hard to get them to go private or stay private, because that's how it goes. The longer the minutes go is how you get paid. So if people are and out, like ding ding ding. That's all you hear all day, and you're like, really? So I mean, it's really tough. You got to be super extremely patient with that for sure. Um, but I'm more of like a hands-on type woman.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get in it. So I think this fits a lot better for me than camming. But
Yeah. So when you did your first boy girl shoot, how did you go about it? How did it go down? You know, give me the behind the scenes of it.
no. Well, of course, you got to find that person that's willing to either travel to you or you travel to them or whatnot. But I was lucky. My first ones were actually in Arizona, and we just kind of linked up and said, okay, let's shoot one, and I kind of
Mhm,
started amateur though. It was more
mhm,
like people from Twitter were like, hey, like this one guy who was like a really young guy, and um I kind of was like, well, you know what, you get the hotel, not having to pay me. I agreed to that since he was like super young, and um we kind of just put up the cameras and did our own stuff. That's how I started out, is just doing my own homemade stuff, honestly.
mhm. Okay.
um and that was, a little tough.
So how was it with your first time you was on camera?
Honestly,
Was it natural? Was you nervous?
honestly, I'm more strict on how I look on camera, like, or how it looks on camera.
Mhm,
Angles is all about it, but when you're doing your own and you don't have like so many cameras to shoot different angles or anything, and you just have one area to put it at, it's kind of
mhm,
like, oh man, your hair was in the way, like I'm one of those, like, I'm like, no, like that ruined it, so
mhm,
I'm always like yelling when I do like editing or at myself. But yeah, those are like the toughest.
mhm,
I wish I had like my own cameraman to like follow me everywhere. It would be great. But you got to deal with what you got at the moment. So
mhm,
that's why I kind of now, if that is the case, I want to shoot with people that know what they're doing. More A-list type people, because these little amateurs are. I don't consider myself an amateur anymore. So
mhm.
I mean, I've worked with professionals already, so it's just,
Okay. And
yeah.
how was it like working with professional versus an amateur?
Oh, oof. Honestly, it is a lot better because when you're working with top performers, of course, there's already a cameraman willing to do it and to give you the copy.
Hmm.
So that's the least, of my worries when I work with somebody that
Hmm.
is up there in the industry. But then you have the fact that a lot of them are sadly drama, and a lot of them are more out to harm you than to better you or to help you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sadly, it's not what I thought this industry was going to be, or the people in it. Um,
Hmm.
some are extremely backstabbers. They
Hmm.
want you to fail rather than anything, which is the saddest part. But I just got to be real about it.
Hmm. Well, see,
um,
the thing of it is that the mentoring, having people around you that know the business that can give you advice helps because
yeah,
nobody knows the business fully. It's just
right.
finding somebody that knows it enough to give you enough knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. I've a lot of people that try to say they're, up there and whatnot. Although I did enjoy, Richard Band was one. He's
Hmm.
a really wonderful person. He of course he don't have a lot of time, but couple times he tried to like help as far as mentoring or as far as like, oh, what should I use for editing, or stuff like that, or he tried to lift my spirits up all the time. That was nice. It's very extremely rare to run into people that actually really do care, and they're not just in it just to mess with you or to ruin your brand. Because it's a lot of selfishness, and it's really sad because all of us are just trying to get a piece of the pie and do our own thing.
Yeah.
We're all out to have fun and do our own business, and it's sad that people want to waste their time and try to manipulate yours, and it's tough because that makes it harder on the person that's really diligently trying to get out there in the industry. So I've been running into that a lot.
But see, the question that I'll ask you is this: what criteria do you use to pick who you work with?
Oh, now I'm super, like, I'm trying to be, I kind of don't want to be that type of person, like, because I know a lot of people get that big head, or like, oh, I got the power now, like, look how big I am in the industry, and then they're just like, they look down on people. That's not the type of person I want to be. But I definitely don't want to work with people that don't know what they're doing either. You know what I mean? For me, I mean, even if it's role play, I want it to be like up here, and you not just like, you know what I mean? Like, I started out in theater. I've been doing this since I was about 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started off on theater, and I've done like improv. I've done numerous things.
So you're not improv.
Yeah,
See,
and when I
see,
was 18, I was 17, 18, I was doing stand-up comedy. So I
oh,
was
see, Billy Pilgrim, he did stand up comedy. I interviewed him recently. You need to reach
yeah,
out to him. You need to reach out to him seriously.
cool. Yeah,
You need to
I
reach
mean, I
out.
just on and
Look him up. Look him up on Twitter. Yeah, you
well,
need
I
to look
kind of
at.
stick with things because that's where I was really happy. My goal was to be on Broadway, or to be, and to do stand-up. That was like the top things I've always wanted since I was little. But now being a mom and having this single life, it's just kind of, and
Yeah.
then
So
it kind of makes me feel like that. Like, I love the camera, like it loves me back, I guess, and it's just, I love fans, and I love taking care of them, and I love pretty much everything about it, like, so
so when it comes to your shoots, I call this Precare. I always talk about this to even with the male talents. What are some of the things that guys can do? Their character, their character, their personality, what have you, that can help you relax and be prepared before the shoot. You know what I'm saying?
well, first, number one for me is and this goes along with that other question you asked of how I pick people.
Yeah.
I am number one professional in business. Those are my top things, and you must be too to work with me. That is definitely a requirement for me. If I don't find you to be those, then we don't really have much to discuss. Um, and I mean, it's very, very important, and I'm going to be pretty strict about it now.
Yeah.
um, and number
You
two,
do realize this business is trial and error, so you just going through you just going through growing pains, baby.
yeah, but it's just like, I don't. This is all about business as well, and of course, yeah, it's pleasure and it's fun and stuff, but fun is kind of towards the last of my list. Like, I'm always like, okay, bun, glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I'm like more like a secretary, like, or a businesswoman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I like to be of that sort of nature. So when your personality is just being a little too unbusinesslike, or I mean, it's anywhere you go, you feel fired for not being professional.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not in here to, I mean, if it happens, it happens, but to like fall in love or to none of that stuff. So
Mhm.
we're in here to just do the damn thing, and hopefully if it goes well, then we work together again, which I love. I love to have like a circle of people that I can count on, trust, um, and to work further in the future together, which is always great to have, but of course those things are rare as well. Um,
So when it comes to, because I always talk about this too, and it's very important when it comes to talent, it's discussing boundaries before scenes. Please speak to that, the importance of it, and how you approach that conversation.
me, like, I recently just did a shoot in my own home, which I don't really normally do that, but I had a fallout, and I kind of was noticing that sadly this goes along with what I was talking about earlier. um I had a lot of people talking behind my back, and
Mm-hmm.
some of these people confirmed that they were coming to my birthday content event, and all of a sudden they're like, oh no, I'm not coming. And then I found out that people that I've worked with before decided to go behind my back and just say, hey, don't work with her, like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of nonsense is extremely immature,
Mm-hmm.
unprofessional, unbusinesslike.
Mm-hmm.
The list
Yeah.
will go on of what I have to say about that. And it's not fair. It's very selfish. I'm not ruining anybody else's life right now or their business or what they're doing. But if anybody knows Shyla, that's another thing. Not only the pink riding hood, but to be real. And that's
Mm-hmm.
like my hashtag is I'm the real model. Like I'm real about everything I talk about. I'm real about what I do. I'm real about my porn. I don't do fake nothing. Um, so it's good to speak my mind about everything now, and it's just sad because it's it's kind of like I never did anything to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Deserve this thing, but I mean, it happens, I guess. Um, definitely doesn't help to further anything because it's sad that people believe
Yeah.
other things that didn't even happen. For me, I like to talk to the source and not
Mm-hmm.
just the garbage at all.
See.
So my porn industry or my life has been a little difficult shooting for sure because I have a lot of that going on and people believing nonsense. So
Mm. Well, see, the thing of it is, trust me, you're talking to a dude that was at one point probably the most hated dude in porn,
right, yep,
and and how you kill that is through your work.
yep,
You let your work speak for itself. See, that's
absolutely.
why I tell females understand this. I- If you want to make this a livelihood, you have to turn it into a livelihood. That's why I tell females you can't be scared to travel.
No,
Um,
right.
you can't be scared. It sounds funny as fuck. It might sound funny as fuck to some females. Men, we got to spend money. Why can't females? Because if there's a male talent that you want to work with, he's legit. Why not? Hey, look, I put up the hotel. Just you take the bus. You know what I'm saying, or the plane or what have you. But
Yeah, yeah,
but
to
like I said,
help.
yeah. But to each his own. But the point being is, the point I'm trying to get to is that you're going to have people that's going to say shit. The point is, keep it moving forward, and you have nothing to worry about. That's
Absolutely.
best I can give you.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know if I can say certain things, but maybe I'll just kind of
Well,
maybe.
well, well. Put it this way, me and you, when we get done with this interview, we'll talk about you coming on the Smoke This Over Darkness. That's on Patreon, where you can say names and speak your 100% truth, and they got to pay to hear it. But anyway,
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
for me, that's the type of person I am. I'm like, you know what? Somebody manipulated my situation of having certain stars come, to me. Um, so you know what? I'm gonna come up with a big bang, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna kill some scenes with these 3 people that, you know, were so wonderful and came to see me and worked with me. And I did kill those scenes. I looked at it and I said, "Daggum, girl!" Like, I'm happy. Like, I got like I did my first, you know, couple of things. That, like I said, I probably don't know if I can say those things on here, but I'm just
No, no, it's uncensored. Do you? Do you?
yeah. What did you say?
No, do you is uncensored. Do you? You can say dick, pussy, whatever.
Oh, I can't. Oh, okay. I'm
It's a
always
freaking podcast. What the hell? This ain't YouTube.
some people
It
are
ain't YouTube. I ain't worried about it. It's a podcast. You can cuss, talk all you want to. The only thing I ask is no names unless we doing smoke this over dark.
okay. Okay,
So,
good.
yeah. But you
Well,
can talk
so
whatever.
one
Say what
thing
you want. Go ahead.
I didn't expect the scene to happen, but I was with Gape Daddy and he was freaking amazing. I have to say, like we did role play and I played the naughty secretary and he's my boss and it was the hottest thing ever. Like he surprised me and fisted me. In my ass the
Oh.
first time, like I've
Whoa,
never
whoa,
had that
whoa.
before,
Fisted
and
you
I
where?
was he fisted me in my ass. So
Yo.
it's really
I got to hear this, but you got you just ain't gonna skate past that. You got to give us the play by play.
right.
We want to hear the play by play on that one.
Everybody gotta go watch that one. I'm telling you, I was like, dang, this is like bang bro shit, yo. It was pretty hot. Like,
I mean, how did he get it primed to get the fist in there?
I don't know because that motherfucker, he got a big hand. I looked at his hand afterwards and I said, wow. I said, that thing was like at first he goes, let me see how many fingers I can get in. And he said that on camera to me, and I was like, ooh, okay.
And I know that scene sold.
Damn thing in there, you know, and it was just like it was amazing. But that's what I'm talking about, you know, like people want to talk trash. Well, keep on talking trash. It only encourages me.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So when you do scenes, how do you come up with the scenes that you do? Where's your muse? What inspiration you come get? Where do your inspiration come from per se?
Me personally, like I said, I have a lot of like experience in the type Hollywood stuff. So for me, it's kind of like I always make sure that it's never fake because I want to give my real to people because I feel like a lot of porn is lacking that. And I've watched my fair share of porn before and have been addicted to porn before, so I'm just kind of like yeah, but I've watched so much that you can just tell with the audio how the person's, you know, looking or whatever that it's fake. And I'm just like, it's not entertaining, you know, I kind of just want to turn it and find something else. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that's, you know, thinking this. So I took it upon myself to say, no matter what I did in this industry, it would be real. So I pride myself on that. So normally that's kind of how I that's my number one rule. Second is I go based on my fantasies. Like I love doing first times. The first time I did anything was in Vegas. I have to say I killed it. Like people were so surprised because the first time I'm not shy, but I can kind of be like that in the very beginning because I'm just observing is what I'm doing. I'm not shy, I'm observing. But people think that that's what I am, and I'm just kind of like, no, I'm just kind of seeing where I'm placed, like where I fit too. With this group of ladies, or is it no ladies, and I'm better with more with the men, or you know, a lot of things go through my head. So I kind of plan my things, like I said, like based on as well, like things I want to do. I have made my own porn list, to-do list.
Okay.
So
We want a sample. We want a sample. We want a sample.
You want a sample?
We want to sample the list.
Something that was on my list. It was like double penetration in my ass. I haven't done that one yet, and so I'm trying to
Well,
do.
you definitely can accomplish that if you took a fist. So
I know. That's what
I'm just saying it is.
he commented on that, and he was like, "Girl, I know you're ready for a double penetration now. If you could take that." I was like, yeah. So yeah, I think I am. It's just hard finding. I that's something I struggle with too, is finding guys that are comfortable together. I'm like, just because you rubbing your dicks together doesn't mean that you're gay, or whatever. And I'm not against any of that at all. I'm not, I'm not biased against that or judgmental. But it's kind of like I can never find anybody that's comfortable with it. And if I do find somebody, it's kind of like either that one person shows or nobody shows. And so I've been having a lot of like flakes in this industry. So some of these things that I want to do that's on my list, I can't seem to accomplish because it's just like I'm bored.
Now, have you ever thought about possibly going to like any of those content parties that they be throwing?
You know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do for now on, is like go to other content events, and not try to throw mine. I try to do it 3 times now, and none of them have failed, shall I say. All of them have turned out to be just fine and something great, but not to what I expect, because it's for me, if I had another career, it would be in event planning. I am so good at it. It's just insane. I can jot something down that's like part of my creativity. I'm a very creative woman. In anything I do, it's always creativity. So I can come up with something, whether it's decorations or how the plan is going to go, like the whole 9 yards. Like, I feel like I can plan something so spectacular. Finding the people to, like if you ain't got no people, you ain't got no event.
True.
So, that's my downfall, is just like 3 times now I've struggled trying to get everybody on board and to be serious about it.
Well, trust me, because if you, for what I've learned in this business, if you don't travel or you're not in the area or area where people frequent, it is a little difficult.
Yeah.
North Carolina, trust me.
Arizona, don't get me wrong, is like smack in the middle of it all, pretty much. You got California, you got Texas, you got, of course, Vegas, not even 5 hours. But I'm like, I'm not going to go to Vegas and, go get an Airbnb and do all this stuff and then have people drop me again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust half these people anymore. As a matter of fact, my new rule is, if you've done it once or twice already, at least twice or more, and you flaked on me, if you ever want to work with me again, you're paying my deposit, period. You gotta be a beast about this shit sometimes. I mean, nice and sweet, flower, but ooh, this flower get some thorns if you mess with me, like.
Yeah.
I know I'm not big in the industry, but I tell you what, if I did, everybody'd be at my beck and call for sure.
oh yeah. So I take it that you single?
Yes.
Or married? Okay. So being in the sex work trade, do you have a hard time with dating?
Oh boy, I love that subject. Honestly, yes, I do. Recently, it's kind of like you find somebody and then all of a sudden they're like, you tell them right off the bat, hey, this is what I do. If you don't agree with it, then we ain't, got nothing else to talk about. We can be friends. That's kind of where I am, because I'm not stopping this for anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the president. that wants to marry me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it for many reasons, and above all, my children go first. So if I feel like you're standing in the way of that, then you need to go. Like, get out, son.
Yeah.
So that's been really tough because they say, oh yeah, I'm fine with it, do your thing, and then the next minute they're like, oh, let me send you some pictures of some girls I've been fucking, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, are we in high school? You know? I'm just like, what is this? You know, I run into some wackos, I'm telling you. And I think it's adorable when fans constantly are like, oh, I'd love to be your man. Like, you know, it's adorable.
Yeah.
Kind of like, sadly, you can never really trust in this world, and that's the hardest part. But I'm sure there's some wonderful people out here, wonderful fans. And thank you for that, guys. You too. But and then you find people that are like kind of trying to say they're okay with it, but then controlling you.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Like this one person, like, oh no, you're not gonna go shoot with Shady birthday.
Yeah.
Gonna, you know, do things or not. It's a very tough industry, and sometimes I thought I found one that was in the industry already, and I've kind of been off and on about that because I'm like, well, I can't tell him no, and of course he can't tell me no because he's already been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm kind of one of those that is like, if that person has steps beneath, you know, in between me or your boundaries, or is trying to be, you know, not a positive thing in our life, then I don't want you to go fuck that chick either. It's just
so basically, if you was in a relationship, you would want a swinging relationship or an open relationship.
I'm fine with it as long as it's business, if that makes sense. Like if I'm flying anywhere or going here or whatever it may be, but we both are on the same page as far as communication is number one for me, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And if we ain't got none of that, then, you know, this is pointless. So I feel like if I have somebody in the industry, we both are, then I feel like we need to be a team player in it as well. Like that's my consistent partner. I'm his consistent partner. We make this business as our own, do a lot more with it. I want to make more of my, you know, ideas come to life and do more with what I want to do. I have so much.
So your perfect man is an industry man.
I would say that that's probably the idea, because now I'm finding all these people that are outside of it kind of being worse than people that are in it.
It's so true.
That drives me nuts. I'm just like, seriously, I'm one of those, if you're not benefiting my life in any way, shape, or form, then please do us a favor and just adios. It's not with my kids too, so I have to think about that.
Yeah.
But I always look for the benefit in anything, like I said, I do, or any relationship. And I feel like it's probably a lot beneficial to be with somebody that's already in the industry, and you both just be communicative in it. And it's kind of like, only if it's business though, we're not just going around humping people. Like, this is either we get paid for the shoot, or...
Because see, the thing of it is that I like, my theory is this: anybody's in the adult film industry, you either date somebody that's in it with you, swinger, or that dude is very understanding, or that female is very understanding. It takes a special person to date people like us. They're just point blank.
Absolutely. Like, I know a lot of people that have, like, they're married and this and that and the other, like, but they know a good shoot when they see one type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not giving my heart or soul or trying to fall in love with this person or anything. This is strictly just business.
Hell,
But
I done shot in front of husbands, so
yeah, not see past that.
hey, break
A lot of people
talking.
and giving somebody to somebody is like a form of, like, you know, if you're married and you go cheat, you know, that's how a lot of these men think. Outside of the industry, like a normal guy. But I'm like, dude, like, I give you all my time other than this or my kids. That's when you know that it's real. Is, you know, when we are together, we're together. That's kind of how I look at it. But I've kind of looked outside the box in a lot of things and in different shoes and tried to figure this all out, but I'm definitely not finding luck with being with somebody outside of the industry.
Nah, it's too much for them to try to understand, let alone to understand it, period.
Yeah. There is a recent person that, you know, I've known for quite a while now, but of course he was in a different state. And now he's here, and it's kind of like we enjoyed our first 2 times, you know, connecting. And, we'll see how that one goes, but I don't
have love right.
benefit of the doubt, but I know people can just be like show their true colors later, so I don't instantly go, oh yeah, like I'm totally not single. Yeah, but
so shoot. So with the sites that you have, you have, to you, what's the biggest difference between you shooting content and the camming?
Are you asking like what is the difference between the two?
No. What's the biggest difference for you when it comes to when you're doing a cam show versus when you're doing you shooting a scene?
I find camming easier, but you have to be extremely patient and not show it on camera because people will be like, "Oh, he's in a bad mood." Let's not pay her, take her, you know, exclusive or private. Because there was like certain times, like I don't have the best internet, and sometimes even people with the internet have problems, especially with certain sites. So it was kind of like you run into those, and then you get frustrated with that. You get frustrated with the guys that jump on, or especially ones that are like, "Oh, did you get those socks? Do you have those socks on yet?" Like these foot fetish. I had this one that jumped on all the time, but he never took me like you said. And I finally read that. And I was like, no, I already know you're not going to take me. So I'm not even going to mess with you right now. You know, it is a lot easier to get money that way versus shooting content. Because either you get paid for the shoot or you get nothing for getting paid, or you know, you do exchange for content, and it's kind of like you got to try to make more money with that. So it definitely is so much more of a struggle to do it that way.
Which way, about the content or
between the two?
Between two, which one was the cam or the content?
The content, yeah.
Okay.
That's more of a struggle than camming for sure.
Oh yeah. But see, that's why I say women that do it all make the most money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about going back on it because I don't know. I don't know if it's because I just can't devote so much time to it is why, but I don't make the best money on mini vids or my OnlyFans or all this kind of stuff.
The one thing I've seen that girls do that don't have as much time, they always schedule a day or a time, and they always try to stick to it and promote it, even if it's just one show a week, to build up. It's kind of like with podcasts, it build it up to where they see that you do on a regular basis, and they tune in.
Okay.
You know, because sometimes you may not give them the quantity, but you can give them that quality, and you still get the same quantity of money.
Oh, I see.
Really, yeah. Yeah, so no, I'm just spitting a little bit of game, fellas. Just spitting a little bit of game because I don't mind giving knowledge. I don't
Right.
mind giving knowledge.
How all of us should be. I mean, if you know the ins or outs and you've been in this thing 10 plus years, why not? You know what I mean? Like, eventually your time is over anyway. And why not share that with somebody else that, wants to do something with themselves? I don't know. I don't get this selfish, this kind of, I'm just not in that same boat of these people.
See, that's why I do the podcast, because I do what others will not. I will give that knowledge, and that's the reason why I have y'all ladies speak and try to get different perspective from all points of the game, whether they're a rookie or they've been in it 1 month or they've been in it for 2 decades. And so everyone can hear this is how people think, period. So that's the whole purpose of this whole thing.
Grow and to help them on their journey. I don't understand why that's so difficult for some, or why they're so judgmental. Like, just if, somebody has 60,000, 2K, or somebody has 63K. Like, we're all in the same industry, yo. Like, people are so judgmental to that. I had a couple of people say, "Oh, you ain't nothing. You only got 2 something K," and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, that does not mean shit, yo. It doesn't. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, or I can't perform, or I can't knock the hell out of this scene, you know what I mean? Like, but there is so much judgment.
So I got to shut this down. I know you got to get to your kids. I got to get to what I got to do, and we got to have our convo. So I'm about
Absolutely.
most definitely. And you coming back, because we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot we didn't even touch on.
I know, right?
We didn't even touch on.
I swear, like, half of my fans, or most of my fans, they would just stay on camming because they loved how I talked. I was so entertaining, or just it was so interesting, or they would pay me just to have a conversation. Just have a conversation. So yeah.
Most definitely. So don't go nowhere. Let me close this out, Miss Lady, and after that, I'm gonna give you a call so I can give you what is called aftercare. Okay?
Okay.
Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke that over. Thank you for coming, baby.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you guys. Be fans.
Oh, no. I forgot. Tell everybody where they can find you. My bad.
Oh.
I forgot. We were talking about. Go ahead.
Oh, I have Twitter, which is Shyla PRH, which is my initials for PinkRidingHoodd. Same thing for Instagram. I have that as well. There's many vids and OnlyFans as well. And you can find me at all my links as well.
There you go. Now I know where y'all can find them. So
yes.
So we're about to go.
I am everywhere, but there's a lot of accounts that I just don't fool with anymore. I don't have the time or patience at the moment.
This business, I swear. But let me get up out of here. Y'all take care. Peace.
Peace. Thanks.